What's up, guys? It's Crash, and I want to address the Battlefield 6 community update that was just put out a little bit ago by DICE about what they are looking at based on player feedback and everything that they saw within the beta. And the big topic that we're going to talk about is movement. Everybody's got an opinion on this. I'm going to give you mine. We might disagree, but we can still be friends and members of the Battlefield community. So you can roast me in the comments or whatever, but I'm going to give my opinion on the movement and what they are doing to change it. So let's talk about everything within the post and what they're doing. This was over on X, so we can see what's cooking. Within weapons, they said they're making targeting adjustments. The big thing was the shotgun, right? Like the shotgun up close was insane. Additionally, they said the M87A1 shotgun will now require more pellets to secure a kill, so maybe it won't be as OP. I guess that's good. That is not my preferable method to fix the thing. I think the shotgun should be pretty strong, but there should be a downside to it, and that is you have to be close. But with the sling on the assault class, you don't have a downside because you can instantly switch to an AR and have long, medium range, and also up close with a shotgun. I think the issue with the shotgun wasn't necessarily how well it performed. It was that there were no downsides because of the sling on the assault class. So I would love to see changes to the assault class instead. And then they said they are investigating time to kill and time to death experiences. You guys know that was a little bit of an issue. Sometimes it felt like it took 6 or 8 bullets to kill somebody, but when you died in a couple frames instantly. And then the kill feed on the side, you know, the damage feed showed you got shot like 6 times, but it only felt instant. So hopefully they're looking at that. I'm worried about that one a little bit because I think that still plagued 2042 later into the game cycle. The big one is movement. So I'm a little bit frustrated here because as someone who has played Battlefield 5, I really like the movement in Battlefield 6. It felt really close. I'm really close to that and very smooth. I thought it was even a little bit slower and clunkier than Battlefield 5, but they're slowing it down even more. So the people that wanted it slower have got what they wanted. I thought it was perfectly fine. And I'm almost 40, so like I could keep up just fine in it. Anyway, movement mechanics have been adjusted to create a more balanced and traditional Battlefield experience. They're saying momentum, especially horizontal speed, carried from a slide into a jump has been reduced. There is now a greater penalty for consecutive jumps, which lowers the jump height when jumps are spammed. Firing while jumping or sliding will result in increase in accuracy. These changes are designed to make sliding and jumping more situational, so they are no longer ideal options for engaging in gunfights and will contribute to gameplay plays that reward skillful movement without becoming too fast or unpredictable. I kind of think it's a joke, man. It kind of got cool online to call this Battlefield 6 a COD. It plays just like COD. You haven't played COD in like 6 years if you think the movement was anything like Call of Duty. I don't remember a time of getting killed by somebody like sliding around a corner and killing me. It might have happened, but I can't really remember it. If you watch 30 seconds of COD gameplay, there will be like 58.5% of the time they will be sliding. Like, it is not anywhere close to that. I thought the slide was pretty good as a way, especially on these inside close quarters maps. If you found yourself in a situation, the slide really, as it was, and as it also is in Battlefield 5, there is a big cooldown on the slide already. Like, you can't just consecutively slide and b-hop and build up like momentum like you can in Titanfall or something like that, where you can b-hop and keep skipping and go like super fast. When you slid, the penalty is at the end of the slide, like you're slow until you get out of that slide animation and start running again. The slide is used as like a situational, oh, I got to get out of trouble. Like you found yourself where you don't need to be, slide back behind cover, maybe pop a reload, maybe go find some heals and get out of there. It's like a get out of jail free card. It's like a something like that, like just a mulligan, like, oh, I'm in a bad spot, I slide out of the way. And that's how it felt to me in the beta. I didn't see people sliding all over the place, sliding in every jump or in every gunfight and jumping around. I didn't see any like drop shotting or b-hopping or really anything like that. And as it was in the beta too, I think this was a bug, but as you jumped, like your gun would bounce all over the place. So like the gunplay and the movement, in my opinion, was really, really grounded. But I did like to be able to slide. I did slide sometimes. Sometimes it was like actually a counter for somebody. If I knew they had a shotgun, I would like try to slide sometimes. It didn't work very good and hip fire around a corner, but there was already inaccuracy. It sounds like it's going to make even more inaccuracy when you slide, which I'm already not a huge fan of the weapon bloom. I think when you have bullets deviating from your reticle in a random manner where you have no visual feedback, where your gun is actually firing, so there's no way to correct for it other than tap fire, I think is a little bit of a bummer mechanic. I get it that it's been in Battlefield a long time. That's just how it is. So I've gotten used to it, but it's not my favorite. But all of that to say, as someone who is an infantry player, who is 38 years old, I held my own just fine with the movement. I liked it. I think we run the risk of getting to a place where the movement is so slow, it gets frustrating because you can't make your character do what you want to do. And I hope it doesn't slow down too much when we get some of these bigger maps, because then that'll be a really, really big bummer. But it doesn't sound like they're changing anything to the overall speed. It's just when you move. But I hope they don't completely nerf sliding into the ground, because sliding has its place. They sound like they are on the same page as where I am, as a slide is like a get out of a bad situation type thing. So I'm hoping that's what it still is. And I'm hoping it's not nerfed into the ground to where you slide behind cover and then you spend like 2 seconds getting up out of the slide animation. You can't do anything and your gun shoots all over the place. So that's going to be pretty frustrating. I hope these are minor changes. But from just my personal opinion, the movement was perfectly fine. And if you're one of the people that thought it was a lot like Call of Duty or too much like COD, you are objectively incorrect, because it is nothing like that. The sprint out time, there's no slide canceling, there's no b-hopping, there's no drop shotting. It is not even close. I thought the movement in the beta felt pretty clean. It felt pretty fluid. It felt pretty smooth. Not quite as smooth as Battlefield 5, but maybe it could be refined over time. I was in the camp of it felt fine and it worked pretty well, and I actually enjoyed it because it felt like my favorite mechanical Battlefield 5. The maps, so again, they found some players getting onto rooftops. We all know that is going to be addressed, so that's really good. They're not supposed to be there, so they're fixing that, which we all knew that was going to happen. It honestly didn't bother me that much, especially in like Conquest, because everybody would get on the map and they could really only see 1 or 2 objectives, so you could take all the others and leave them on the roof and they would lose. So I thought that was pretty funny. I know a lot of people also wanted to see larger scale maps. As an infantry player, it doesn't bother me too much that they were smaller, but if you're a vehicle player, if you like that all-out war thing, I get it. Big maps are good. I like a variety, but they are saying that larger scale maps are part of their launch package, delivering action-packed gameplay, memorable and unique moments for every player. So it sounds like as part of the upcoming Battlefield Labs test, they'll be testing 2 maps, Morocco Valley and the other, the Operation Firestorm. So they're big and they have all the vehicles on those with a vast combat space. So that's coming. Again, they're also going to be adjusting Rush. We knew that was going to happen. I like the detail that they went into here. They've experienced with larger player counts with Rush over the years, 64 and even 128. But Rush is really sensitive to player counts, they were saying, and that makes sense that if you have too many defenders, it ends really quickly in the first sector. Basically what they needed to do for Rush is adjust where the MCOMs are. They made some adjustments and maybe just spawns and maybe give attackers a little bit more room from the enemy spawn to get around. And maybe it doesn't need to be on all maps, something like that. Again, then they just talked about like breakthroughs for 64 players, and they were working for a 50-50 win ratio for attackers and defenders. That's fine. They said there was some confusion around the number of players in different games, so we wanted to take a moment. Rather than locking maps and modes to a fixed player count, we adapted to best fit the experience, so that may vary by map or evolve over time with player feedback. So it sounds like they're not even that's how, you know, some of the breakthroughs had 48 while others have 64. Depends on the size of the map. They're trying to make that nice. That really kind of puts a damper on ever having a persistent servers, right? So if you're trying to play breakthrough and you have a 48 game, like what if you go to a 64? You're going to have to dump players. It's not going to kick players out. So like, yeah, I think server browser and all that stuff is completely cooked. So yeah, it says they're going to keep working on players and numbers and stuff like that. Playlist options, I don't even want to read this. It doesn't matter what they're going to do. They're going to try to do everything in their power to justify what they're doing and not having a server browser. And I don't even want to hear it, because they just need to have a server browser and it would fix all the problems. But they're not going to. So anyway, with everything that they found in the open beta, they will be doing in-game adjustments in the upcoming Battlefield Labs, so we'll keep an eye on that. I'm sure people will leak that stuff, and we could probably report on what's going on within the labs. I'm really hoping to see the Battle Royale within labs pretty soon. And again, I will leave you with some of the crazy stats that they posted about everything going on. But anyway, I just wanted to give you a rundown of that and kind of see in the comments where you are. Again, you guys are more than welcome to disagree with me. I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions down below. Let's try to keep it civil, because anytime online we have different opinions, it can get a little bit crazy. Let's try to keep it civil. Let's try to go into an open place where we can talk about ideas rather than name calling. I would love to see that happen more times in the world and on the internet. But in my opinion, the movement was chilling. I enjoyed it, and I did just fine. I had a 2-point-something KD and was always playing infantry and attacking tanks and trying to kill those. So I was just fine. So I enjoyed it either way. Let me know what you guys think. Hopefully they didn't nerf it too much, in my opinion. And I'd love to see you next time.